Hello and welcome to the final and optional video tutorial on ForMaple. Today we'll be discussing a example workflow using FIA data. Specifically, we'll be looking at estimating the number of acres of red pine in the Great Lakes region. Again, using FIA data. An optional workflow. We assume you've gone through the videos explaining how ForMaple works, and if you want to follow along in this tutorial, you can. Let's get started here. So the first thing we want to do is open ForMaple. I have mine open already. And since we're working with the Great Lakes states, we need to get our data from FIA imported. So in the FIA data tab, I can open up my FIA data tab and go to import. And I already have my FIA data downloaded as an entire database. Just to show you what this looks like, I can browse to where my FIA data is downloaded. I can load the entire database, and it'll tell me what I have here. I can go ahead and pull out the states that I want. Since we're working with the lake states, we want Michigan, we want Wisconsin, and we want Minnesota. Cool. And for some of the variables that we need to look at red pine, we'll need field age, which tells us the age of our stand, and we want stand origin group species code, which is going to tell us the origin of the species. It's an FIA variable. This is just an example you can follow along. But this will basically tell us is the stand red pine or not. Okay, so now we have our states, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We have the variables we need to estimate our acres of red pine. Going to go ahead and format the data. Going to prepare the database. Good to go. I'm going to use an invalidation ID and pull out the latest state pull out the latest inventory per state. And so it's pulled out the up to 2024 for all the states, and we have 35,000 individual plots here. We can go ahead and check the map. Let's go ahead and change this here. And yes, we can see we have all of our plots nicely loaded for all of the lake states here. I don't know why my map's having trouble downloading. We must have internet issues. But no matter. Let's come back to the import tab. We have all of our data imported. Let's go ahead and select our polygon layers, which in this case is going to be the tiger line shape files for Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, which gives us the state boundaries very accurately. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. Really all I need to keep here is just the name, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. I can go ahead and apply this geometry. I'm going to take the state labels, apply them to our points, and we should be good to go. It might take a second for 35,000 plots. We're good to go. Come here to the filter tab. We can see we have all of our plots here. Come to the map tab, and we can see we have our regions here. Let's go ahead and change this with our polygon that shows our state boundaries as well as our points. So we can actually go ahead and change this so that this works. We can do name is equal to the different state. So here we have Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And we can go ahead and uncheck this. And now we have the latest inventory plots from our different states. We're good to go to do some area estimates. We could always start off with some plots. Just take a look at the stand structure. We'll pull out from all the plots. And we'll bin this. We'll group by name, which is the state. We'll see what the per NA, because that includes some plots that fill outside the polygon boundaries. We can see what these look like here. We can do some size class, see what that looks like. Sapling pole. So Michigan has, again, the highest sapling proportion compared to the other states. Interestingly, Minnesota's doing the worst with saw logs. Surprising. I'm going to make this BPA, for example. We can get a clearer picture. And we can go ahead and make this legend variable species, just because everyone loves species. We can see, okay, we can get a breakdown of our species by states. we have actually trembling aspen is the most popular species across all 3 states, followed by red maple, sugar maple, white cedar, and red pine. It's good for us because we're interested in red pine. This just kind of shows, again, how you can aggregate tons of FIA data on the fly. This is, I believe, 37,000 plots going real quick in real time. Awesome. So now we can kind of see what our data looks like. Now we can go get some area estimates of our data. We go to the area tab. We're going to come here to our imported geometry. We're going to select all. It's going to show us the area here. So we have the Michigan, which is 37 million acres, Minnesota, which is 54 million, and Wisconsin, which is 39, or I guess 36 million acres. And we can see that for our area, the total number of plots that fall within our polygon, as well as the expansion factor per plot. So here we can see different expansions. I guess Michigan, I forgot Michigan has much more intensely sampled national forests than, let's go ahead and change this here, some of the other states, so it's always forget about. You can see that here on the map compared to Minnesota and Wisconsin. We go double check to make sure this is correct. Apply validation IDs. Yep, that's correct. 35,000 plots. 35,000 plots. Good to go here. 35,000 plots. And we have 35,000 plots. Okay, well, awesome. We're all set here. So now what we can do, we can come to our area estimates. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to take a look at our variable here will be stand origin group species, I believe is what it's called. And so we're interested in red pine, which is 125. So right off the bat, we can see that we have around 2.5 million acres of red pine in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And if you do a Google search, you can see that is roughly, most estimates say, 2.5 million. And let's color this by name, which is our state in this case. You can see the breakdown here by the different states. Let's go ahead and unstack this in our appearance. So cool, now we can see Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, million acres of red pine. Let's go ahead and look at this by age. So let's be new custom classes. And for our binning, we can do field age. And we can basically specify the different age classes we want for our data. Let's go ahead and do a total of 9 classes in 10-inch bins. We'll do 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and 80 plus years. So we'll do 80, we'll make the label 80 plus. Cool. So now what we can see is the different millions acres of red pine by their different age classes in Michigan. So let's go ahead and I'm going to change the order to be alphabetical. There we go. Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And so just from these few simple clicks, we can see that Michigan has nearly double, in some cases, the red pine in the older age classes, 50 to 80 plus years old, compared to Minnesota and Wisconsin. This makes sense given that Michigan was heavily planted by CCC red pine. So I'm guessing most of this is on its way out. And a lot of this stuff is freshly planted. This is probably needs to be harvested here or thinned from below or above, excuse me. And this is eventually going to make its way out. This is going to grow in. But I'd be curious to see how this will change as we transition away from probably red pine plantations to something else, and where that will change across the landscape. So again, this is quick demo showing how you can get or total acreage estimates. And let's go ahead and make this plot a little fancier just so we can have a nice official plot. We'll call this state our legend title. We flipping it, make it look better. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and make this on the bottom. Yeah. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. That looks nice. Let's go ahead and make this. Let's go ahead and make this thousands instead of millions. There we go. That's cool. 300,000 acres. We can go call this and call this here title Great Lakes Red Pine estimates. X-axis we can call age in years. Our y-axis is thousands of acres. I think that just about does it. Go ahead and we can save our data. Give our data here, the number of plots and the estimate. Download our data. Save that. Download our plot. Save that. Go ahead and we can look at it here. See, here's a nice plot we can use for anything we want. Now we have a nice, rough, quick and dirty estimate of how many acres of red pine we have in the Great Lakes states. So if this was helpful, I hope these series of videos were helpful. Please play around with all this stuff. Let me know if you encounter any issues, any features you might want to see, stuff that's missing, stuff that needs to be added, that sort of stuff. And I will do my best to incorporate your feedback. Thank you and have a nice day.